My name is Ndebele. I'm a career prep software engineering fellow. When I was young, I wanted to do electronics because I like things about chips. I was always curious from like an early age about how what's inside of chips, what makes like certain machines work the way they work. And then as I grew in education, later on I understood that there's something called software, which is like works within those chips. And I was like, wow, I think being a programmer is actually cool than like working on actual hardware. So that's when I transitioned into software engineering. I would like to experience like the work, and also like to experience, like hearing how other people who have already made it in their field, how they work, hearing their stories, how they made it, asking things like what would they do differently if they were to restart? How do they keep a balance between like social life and their work? Because I hear people saying that software engineering is like this kind of job where you're always stuck on the computer. But my dream job is to be an engineer, but I don't want to limit myself. I know there's so much to explore, especially with currently, as we know that like we do have things like artificial intelligence. I think I would like to venture into that as well. Coming like from a society like Zimbabwe, I know like there isn't so much education on computer science. And I also see myself like promoting that kind of education. I already believe that MLT, has already helped me in a lot of things. For instance, we already learned a lot of things like data structures and algorithms, building things like problem solving, analysis, and things like that. And I feel like it was like a huge milestone because for me, I've never been in any interview experience kind of like environment. But I sort of like, from learning, I sort of like imagine myself in that environment. Of course, with their partner, like in addition to their partners, I believe that MLT will provide me like with the skills I need. For instance, like being confident in the interview, and also the fact that MLT is partnering with some companies, and they get to push us and present us. They get to mentor us in terms of how like you present yourself and how do you market your brand. I feel like that is something that can give me an edge. I also understand that some students from other communities, they definitely don't have such resources, and at times they may, because of how they look, they can be like not given those opportunities. But I feel like being part of MLT, it is something that can help you get at the door, and I think that's helpful.